Okay, for my cardiovascular system trace assignment, I'm going to start this process off where deoxygenated blood is drained into the heart. That goes through the superior and inferior vena cava. The inferior vena cava drains blood from the lower half of the body. The superior vena cava drains blood from the top half. The deoxygenated blood will then go into the right atrium of the heart, which will then go into the right ventricle of the heart. It goes through the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve, which separates the two, and that kind of prevents the backflow of blood. Through the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood is pumped into the pulmonary artery, which has a left and right branch, and it's pumped through and it's separated by the pulmonary valve, which is the first semilunar valve in the heart. And once again, valves prevent the backflow of blood, and we want a continuous cycle here. The left and right pulmonary arteries will take blood to the left and right lung, where carbon dioxide is given up and oxygen is brought into the blood. Once gas exchange has occurred, the left and right pulmonary veins will then drain oxygen-rich blood into the left atrium. From there, the oxygen-rich blood will go through the mitral valve, or the bicuspid valve, into the left ventricle, which is the main contractor of the heart. The left ventricle will then pump oxygen-rich blood into the aortic valve, or excuse me, into the aorta through the aortic valve, which is the other semilunar valve. From there, the aorta will then branch off into multiple arteries, and then even smaller arterioles, and then finally, at the end point, it reaches the capillaries, which is where blood meets the tissue. In the capillary system, that's where gas exchange also occurs. The tissues or the receptors take the oxygen and give the give carbon dioxide back to the blood. From there, the carbon dioxide or deoxygenated blood first goes through a tiny venous network called venules, which then drain into larger veins, and then eventually all drain back to the inferior vena cava or the superior vena cava, which then continues that cycle again.